What's going on? What's going on? There we go. We got some people in here. Let's kill this. What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Happy Monday. If you don't know me, my name is Zach. I trade live here on TopstepX on YouTube almost every day. Run a free community where I talk about everything that goes into profitable futures trading. I am sitting here looking at ES, the S&P futures, the mini contract on the 1 minute chart. This is TopstepX. Topstep is the prop firm of choice. This is a fresh combine, just reset, swapped over from a few that were getting close to resetting this morning. We'll go through some of those trades that didn't play out so nicely for me just yet, and what I'm looking at right now. But good to see you guys. Colton, what's up? I'm not even going to try that one. Going good. First time I notified you're live. Good stuff. Evelyn, good to see you in. Boys, Discord are in. Cool, man. Cool. Let's make sure I got Bookmap up on the side. I'll be showing you guys what that looks like here in a little bit as well. I'd like to go back and forth from that. But yeah, I was messing with the micro contract. You guys probably saw it up on my screen on Friday, and the charts I sent in Discord today were from the micro, and I was noticing just a couple different discrepancies, man. Like volume's not the same. You know, there's some certain small discrepancies on there that aren't the same. I like the purchasing power is the same with TopstepX. All that stuff is great. Allows me, to scale down if I wanted to. That was my game plan. Jumping into some XFAs just to not take on too much risk or be able to really refine that risk. But there's some discrepancies, and I don't like really important stuff like my VWAP line not being in the right place. So back over on the mini, and that's the game plan. Yeah, price action been dangerous today. Yeah, a little bit tough. So let's just get some general analysis rolling. Sorry, man. I'm trying to get this mic set up in the right spot. There we go. Let's get some analysis going. I'll tell you what I was looking at this morning. Let's jump out to like the 15-minute. If we zoom way out, we know we're off these all-time highs. We've definitely had a few days where we've had some serious selling off, right? Definitely the first large correction we could see over the last couple weeks. Over the last few days, as we zoom in a little bit more, we're coming down. We get these small pullbacks. We had open, where are we at? Yeah, the 22nd. Market opened up, gapped up a little bit, and then we really trended through London session all the way up to NYSE open to the upside, pushing towards prior day high that we tested after NYSE open. At the open, scroll out so we get this rolling. Yeah, there we go. So at the open, we did pull back just a little bit and then pushed right up. Tested this prior day high, really blew right through pre-market high. Tested this prior day high. Missed this short trade, man. I wasn't going to take it right here, pre-market high. When we're pushing up, like pushing the pre-market high level up and up and up as we're trending, it's not really as strong for me. It's not like if something was tested multiple times, a nice clean level. I missed this trade waiting for a break above to like the 510 area, maybe even a little bit further, because Bookmap was showing me some orders sitting up here. We were coming up to it pretty aggressively, so I also didn't want to jump right in front of the train, but this is one that I just hesitated on. I would have liked to have taken this really aggressive trade right off of the level. It was coming off of a nice level looking left, and that's one that I just missed. And got caught in buy down here. Again, kind of utilizing the micro VWAP, which is just a little bit different than the mini VWAP. And I'm not going to make an excuse there, but it didn't play nice for me on that trade. So it's all good. But we broke up above 15-minute opening range high, and we broke down below. And now we're way back in, coming all the way back up to the top of this range. So we've got some expanding price action so far. Well, I wouldn't call this expanding yet, but we got some choppy price action, some pretty big back and forth rangy price action so far. This was given an indication like, hey, we were selling off for so long. Maybe we're going to follow this pre-market trend, push to the upside. and continue. This sell-off here and continuation down, breaking below VWAP, maybe look like we're going to head towards pre-market low. Maybe we're going to continue that push down. But no news Monday, like we talked about in Discord. Back and forth, can be the play for today. So I don't have anything setting up right at the moment. I tried my buy down here, scaled in, kept stop too tight, and that was that. I wouldn't have been running a stop loss all the way down here anyway. Again, this is kind of what I was looking for. The crack below, tap into some liquidity that was showing on Bookmap down here. Start to catch a bid and push to the upside without really coming down below VWAP this far and looking like we're going to continue. That played, just my timing wasn't right, just too early. I wasn't waiting for a big, break and retest of it or anything like that. If you were waiting for something like that, you might have gotten it over here. But yeah, we kind of just got this back and forth movement at the moment. I'm going to see, do we come up? I'm kind of, again, in the waiting position here. I don't know that I'm going to get a trade unless we get some development, to be completely honest with you guys. After we get structure like this, it's not giving me clear direction. And it doesn't give me a great way to start structuring risk unless I'm going for, small scalp stuff in between. And I don't really love to do that as we get later on in the day. I'm going to wait to see if we come up above, the 15-minute opening range high again. We break above prior day high, maybe with some force. We start pushing to the upside on that. Maybe we see something. We still have orders. They like the 610 area coming back on the market. I think that's a reasonable area to head towards right now if we do crack above prior day high. But I'm kind of in this wait and see play right now. One small win on this one. Again, fresh combine. Had a couple that reset over the weekend or on Friday. But I'm not looking to jump in between this stuff and just get chopped off. Again, took it down here pretty rough on looking for the nice buy for this move to continue to the upside. Just timing wasn't right. Again, maybe scaled in a little bit too aggressively. Tried to get stopped nice and tight, and we need to come down a little bit further before this move to the upside. Again, I'll say messing with minis, anytime micros. Anytime I change anything, really right away. And try to continue just my movement. I don't know if it's the mindset thing or there is a little bit of a change, but I end up just struggling just a little bit. So back on minis, everything standard, chart updated. We're good to go. So let's see what we got going on. Hello, my brother. How was your weekend? Good weekend, man. Good weekend. Got some nice rest and relaxation in. Got some stuff taken care of that I need to handle. Got some workouts in. Posted more of those. Decided I'll share some of that stuff with you guys. I think it does contribute to me doing well in trading, exercising some discipline, keeping that mind and body warrior ready, right? 2 scalps on NQ up 401 today. Very nice, man. Just here to take in some knowledge. I like to hear it. My man Colton says 657 iceberg orders on NQ. Got you. Yeah, man. Watching Bookmap again right now. I see 610 on ES. Stacking up with some orders here. I'll show you guys this right now. Let's not get too zoomed in. If we're looking at some Bookmap again, yeah. Looking at Bookmap. Hopefully you guys can see this. Nice. This is what I'm looking at above prior day high, right? If we crack above, I think here's an area that we can get to. We can see these orders come back on the market. They were on earlier this morning. Let me not zoom too far out. Nothing crazy below. We got some liquidity sitting down here, but not a whole lot. Nothing massive that's lit up, sitting on the book for a long period of time. But again, if we crack above, I want to see what happens at 610. Do these fill? Do they stay on the book? Do we continue moving up? Maybe we get some look for some long, something like that. Just nice clean break and retest. We're going to trend higher. We got higher prices in store. We react back down into the range. I don't really know. I don't know that we'll get that. I'll look for a short. until we get some movement down. And again, with larger structure like this, let's see, a 20 plus point move to the upside, and then a 30 plus point move to the downside, and then another 30 plus point move to the upside, all before, all right at 10:30. That makes for some difficult structure to trade off of. Again, I like to have a nice spot that's invalidating my trade. I like to have an area where I say, if it gets to this point, I don't want to be in this trade at all. I don't think my initial thesis is right. I think it's more likely to continue moving in this direction, and maybe I want to look for a trade in the opposite direction. When I have stops in between price action like this, or really, really tight on the 1 minute, you don't really get that, So, but we will wait and see. Let's get rid of. Yeah, man, I will, Andre. Let me mess with it on the side. See if I can add a. I do want to see, again, I'm going to probably zone in once I see what we got going on. Yeah, it's loading up, Andre. For some reason, it's taking forever to import historical data. There we go. Let me let it run for a minute, and I'll pull it over to the screen. But I'm going to stick on ES for a moment. I want to see what happens if we start to get above prior day high. I'm definitely not looking for a short the second time off this level. Again, this is off the wick of prior day high, off the daily candle. Really nice reaction off of it this morning. Let's see what happens on this second test. I think we're more likely to start cracking above since we needed to come all the way back up to it. And then we'll really have some expansion, or at least what I call expansion. A push up, a push down, breaking below, a low, an important low, right? The NY open low that I got here, and then a break back up. You can see it with 15-minute opening range, right? A lot of guys like to take breakout trades. That would have not played so nicely if you took it here or if you took it here. Maybe you would have grabbed a couple points and got stop loss to break even, or maybe you would have taken it directly from there and you're only shooting for 8 points and that would have been okay for you. But this can be pretty difficult to trade. Long on NQ right now. Cool, man. Let's see. Here's what bookmap is looking like on NQ, at least my bookmap. Looks like you got yeah, this displays quite differently than ES. Let me go like super zoomed out just to take a look. Let me go super duper zoomed in. Yeah, as far as resting orders that I see, as I go back and forth, up here at this 20. That's pretty much it right off the bat. Nothing huge that's sticking out to me above and below. Again, I don't mess with NQ on bookmap, so maybe my settings aren't right for it, but this is what I'm looking at so far. Andre, I hope this helps, brother. That's pretty much the only other area, and even that is not massively sticking out on the chart as something insane, unless it starts to stack up as a whole lot more orders. I mean, you can see the stuff above and below and how it looks relative to it. Oh, nice. That's your actual target. Very nice. Nice. I don't know what that chart looks like, but what that's lining up with. But again, the way I'm using it, is not really exclusive. Certainly, I don't use anything exclusive. One individual tool to say, hey, I'm going to base trading decisions off of this. But I found it useful to pay attention how it lines up with the areas that I trade, the horizontal levels that I have marked off of, objective market generated information or discretionary zones. And a lot of times it lines up. A lot of times it doesn't. A lot of times stuff forms during the day that you might not have a zone, you might not have really been paying attention to. And you see it on Bookmap, and then you watch what happens when price gets there. And it, maybe a whole bunch of volume is traded. You get a gnarly reaction. You get a big push through. So it's been helpful for sure. Thursday's highs. Cool. So, yeah, guys, here's all I got right now. Waiting to see if we break above like we are right now. We get to 510, which I'm watching on Bookmap. We still got quite a bit of orders sitting up there. Again, not a massive amount, and now we're so damn close to it, but pay attention to that. Do we reject and come back down into the range pretty aggressively? What happens if we do? Do we continue lower? We start to get some, structure to the downside, and maybe it's just going to be super rangy. We're going to chop back around here. We're going to come back to VWAP. Maybe we're going to come all the way back down and just pull one of these totally BS moves and just, wreck everybody that's not trading in a tight range here. Or do we get some acceptance here? Buyers step in, take this thing higher. We get volume traded. We start pushing through with some force. We get some structure to the upside. Or maybe we pull back down in here real quick. We see something else on Bookmap. And then we continue. We look for something to the upside. So, again, we're rejecting right here. This is why I like the levels that I do use. I would say pre-market high and prior day high and the lows, pre-market low, prior day low. Those are the most important areas of interest that I have in my chart, that I mark up. 15-minute opening range high and low, I think can be helpful, certainly on days like this where it's kind of back and forth, just to get a frame of reference of what's going on. It's an important level that's watched by a lot of guys. People use 30-minute opening range. They use initial balance, which is 1 hour. People pay attention to that. And then volume point of control, I'd probably put behind that. VWAP is in a little bit different of a category, an anchored VWAP. I pay attention to those as well. I had now I'm curious to see what this looked like on the mini, because I had this on the micro. I like to use anchored VWAPs as well. Yeah, it's from way back. Yeah, we got orders for sure on the book. Up above price. Now we got some stuff that came on above that 510 level. Really all the way up to 5610 level to 5612. So we'll see. Selling off here, gnarly reaction. Didn't break prior day high. Didn't break this high from high of day so far. We really just tested it right to the tick. 5607 and 3/4 and 5607 and 3/4. So came up, tested it right to the tick. Let's see what happens. We're going to build some momentum to the upside here, maybe break out and continue higher. If we do, we got some room to go, right? I got this zone. This is just a discretionary level coming off of this area. We can definitely come up to start to challenge these highs over here. If we break above, and we are going to continue up. That's not what I wanted to do. We're going back to the daily, guys. Let's go fix that level that I just messed up. Nice. Let's see. If you guys got questions, ask them in the chat. Again, thanks for hopping on. I appreciate you being here. If you're not in the free Discord, I run a free Discord where I share my charts like you're seeing right here, pre-market, every day, a little bit of analysis. Today was short and sweet. I even mentioned I was messing with the micro chart. I gotta stop. I gotta stop messing with too much stuff in the morning. That's my note for today. Just leave things alone. Don't obsess over anything. But yeah, hop in Discord. Community of traders. We got guys funded. We got guys in XFAs that are making money. Marcus, shout out to Marcus, absolutely killing it. Shout out to the couple other guys that are making profit as well. Analysis every day. News alerts. If we got high impact red folder news coming out, it's NFP. I'm going to post it like 2 or 3 times. FOMC stuff, everything every day. I post the chart from the site that I utilize for financial news. I answer questions. You could jump in and ask me a question. Ask me about my trading, anything trading related in there. I'd be happy to help you out. And if you are looking for one-on-one coaching, you want to work with somebody, you want to learn exactly how they trade, you want to trade live with them through Zoom in either a one-on-one or small group setting every day, and you want to have hours of one-on-one sessions to help you develop your trading plan, your strategy, your risk management approach, how you're going to journal, how you're going to create a feedback loop for yourself to start collecting this data and then be able to read it, interpret it, and improve on it. How you're going to work on your mindset, your psychology. What exercises are you going to do? How are you going to practice this stuff? The guys that are doing well are doing all these things, and that's who you're up against. So if you're interested in that, I work with guys one-on-one. It's the only thing I do charge for. But you don't have to do that if you don't like. I don't gatekeep anything here. I show you everything live. I answer questions to the best of my abilities. It's reserved for guys that are ready to get serious about their trading. They know that time is money, and they don't. They want everything structured, and they are demanding somebody else's time to coach them. Right? That's that. Slow pullback, right? We didn't get the sharp reaction off of this. Just reading price action. My interpretation, we didn't get a super aggressive pullback and then a continuation right through. We tested it a couple times, right? Hung out up here, traded, and then started to come off of it. We didn't pull very far back. Maybe we're just going to tap pre-market high. We're going to tap VWAP again and continue. But this is what I'm watching. Breakout to the upside. I'm not going to take a buy right here. I'd be waiting to see what's going to happen. Do we get a break and retest? Do we get some volume that comes in? Is there something that's convincing me that we are likely to continue higher rather than come all the way back down into the range? So far, no. So far, this is just rangy, choppy, price action. And I missed my nice sell over here. And outside of that, I get chopped up on days like this, traditionally. See, Bookmap. Yeah, Bookmap, we're still looking okay. Same stuff. Order sitting up here, really right above these highs. Would be interesting to see what happens if we come all the way up. Do they stay on the book? Do they fill? Do we see volume traded? And then what happens? Do we get buyers that continue pushing through, or we get reaction and we look like we're going to come back down below price? Not a whole lot that's screaming at me to pay attention to. What's up? Are there indicators that it will dip again, and then there's the buy? I don't know what that means, brother. Are there indicators that it will dip again, and then there's the buy? Yeah, don't exactly know what that means. Are there indicators that will help you on certain things? Yes, I'm trying to answer the question, but if you want to, just clarify that one, man, I'm happy to help you out. Indicators are just going to give you whatever information they're going to give you. It's usually based on time, price, and volume, and it's displayed in a different way. You don't have to use any indicators. No indicator or combination of them is going to give you some super great win rate, some super great way to predict the market, in my humble opinion. You just find the tools that you use. For me, it's the stuff you see on my chart, along with Bookmap now, some order flow, and you trade to the best of your abilities. I believe building experience, discretion, being able to interpret price action and utilize that in your trading is a huge part of creating an edge in the markets. That is my humble belief. Gotcha. So sorry to answer the question previously. Awesome, man. Yeah, like I said earlier, guys, I don't know that I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna hang out probably till about 12 o'clock, um, just to see if we do start to break up and we're gonna trend higher. But I don't like this. Don't love it. Don't love it. Let's watch Bookmap as we come up to retest these highs. Here we go. We got a little bit of volume with buyers taking it higher. Yeah, again, we get outside of this prior day high area that's been tested now twice. First off, if as we come closer and we retest it again, I think it's more likely to break. There's a axiom: the more a zone is tested, the less it is respected, meaning it's tested 2 or 3 times. Also, if you got higher lows coming into it, you got bullish structure forming into the zone. There's less chance that it holds. Does it always happen? No, but that's just something that you can read market structure with. So I think we're likely to break above it. If we do come all the way back up to it, I want to see what happens at all the way up to 56.12, 56.12 and a half. Do we react harshly off that level, come back down? Like, let's say we continue up, come back down and break this low again. Maybe I'm looking for shorts. We get up there and either continue through with some force right away, or we react, buyers hold it and continue. I'm looking for buys. I don't know if we're going to get there at all. We might come back down into this low, in which I really do not have a trade. We just continue this back down in here. I got nothing. You could trade off of this as, really short time frame bearish trend to the downside. I'm not taking that. You can continue to look for buys as if this is just a nice pullback. Like we've got push up. We retested the high right here. Now we're going to pull back, and as long as we don't get back below this low, we're still looking bullish, and we're going to push to the upside. Maybe you're looking for buys down around VWAP. Just giving you some ideas of, I think, what a lot of traders will interpret price action and market structure with in this general discretionary way. But for me, that's really what I'm looking for. What happens when we get up here? If we get up here, I'll be able to create a little bit more of a thesis, a reason to believe price is going to continue one way more than the other, and maybe have a way to structure risk. All that comes together. We put risk on in the market, and then we let it play out, because we're going to take our losses even if we do everything right, no matter what. Market's fairly irrational, fairly unpredictable, right? It's a reflection of humans and our interpretation of all of the drivers that move financial markets and a million other things. So you're never going to predict it, but you can find consistent ways to decide when to enter and how you structure your risk and make money in the markets. But on a trade-by-trade basis, you better be ready to lose, man. That's part of it. So, been on a hell of a win streak here, I will say that. On YouTube Live, I took some losses in between ending every day green, but every day is still ended green. Net green from whatever I started with. From like 7 or 8 days, I think I'm going to say. I think I had a no trade day or two in there. I had some red stuff go on and ended days net red. Like today, unless I get some nice trading in, I'm ending red for sure. Again, when you're working with combines, I try to talk about this stuff, and I have a channel in Discord dedicated to my trades, and I posted in there a couple times. I'm only going to share things that are live, right? Like live trading like this, that this link gets in there. You can go back and rewatch it, or trades that I'm recording in full, and you can see, resting P&L and the moving P&L. You can see everything through a trading session. So that's just the transparency piece of it. But I do trade outside of that, right? I've got different combines. I test different stuff like the news bracket BS. I test different scalping stuff, little adjustments to my approach using different tools maybe where I don't really want to put risk on in the market in an account that I'm really caring about. And you just end up with combines. If you trade with TopStep the way that I do, you stack up a whole bunch of combines when they go on sale. You end up with a lot of them, and you get into that situation where maybe you have quite a few of them that are getting ready to rebill, and you could decide, do I just want to cancel them right now? Do I want to put some risk on and either grow or blow them, which almost always results in blowing them, by the way. And you have those trades. So it was a little bit of that this morning as well, I'll say. Just kind of needing to get some trading in because you got a rebill coming up, and you're either going to cancel them or let them rebill, and you need to fail them to let them reset at rebill if you're not already in profit. So just a little bit about trading on combines. Again, still waiting for this market, not doing anything. If you guys got trading questions, feel free, ask me in the chat. Morning, brother, new here and just joined Discord. Do you trade full time? Yep, I trade full time, man. I left my career over a year ago to do this full time. Went to school, and then I worked in sales, outside sales, and management. Really ended up in management for some pretty cool companies. Really liked what I was doing. Was doing really well. Got into trading really aggressively somewhere around the 5+ year mark. If I go back through, started doing well. And lost money. I should start with lost money first. Slow bleed for a long period of time. Wasn't really like blowing up huge accounts or anything like that. But slow bleed for the first few years. Started to get some traction. Started to get serious about it. Started to dedicate an enormous amount of time to it. All in Forex. Was trading live in Forex. That was going well. Started the prop firm journey with Forex right about when all of the prop firms were melting. Came over to futures this year. If you actually go back to all of my stuff, right from the beginning, I'm still trading Forex. You could see it. You could see the transition into futures. So I've only been trading futures this year. March probably? Maybe February, March. I have to go back and look. Again, continued right on that prop firm journey. Tried a couple different. Tried actually one other one outside of TopStep out. Landed on TopStep. Really like that. Everything about them. Don't have to do a TopStep plug here. And I've been doing continuing on this journey, just really refining the strategy, the approach, the risk management, specifically for these 50K accounts. It's gone well. I've got 4 XFAs that I haven't traded really actively because I'm just continuing to pass combines. That's been my game plan. Pass a whole bunch of combines, stack those up, trade the XFAs, knowing that you have a half a dozen of them. You can trade them conservatively, you can trade them aggressively. But yeah, man, going good so far. I put live trading really on hold to pursue this, being able to trade funded, prop firms, be able to get funded and then be able to trade them profitably. And it's no joke, man. It's difficult, for sure. Trading with live capital, and if you're lucky enough to be like me, where you were doing well maybe, or for whatever reason, you have funds to trade, significant amount for whatever that means to you to trade, you got more flexibility, right? There's really only the rules that come into play when it comes to your leverage and margin requirements. So with prop firms, it's much more difficult for sure, but the upsides are obvious: access to large amounts of capital, limited downside risk. You're only going to ever lose what you invested in that that challenge or that account. I'm watching this break to the upside as I'm talking. But that's kind of where I'm at, man. So hopefully that helps. How long did you trade before you could go full time? Like I said, man, I'm about 5.5 years, somewhere in that time frame right now, from when I first started actively trading. Got into the markets. But honestly, that question, to answer that, it's not great to compare. It's different for everybody. How much time you dedicate to it, right? Like when I first started, I wasn't really taking it seriously. So, and then compare that to when I was taking it super seriously. I was working full time, right, in my career, 8 to 10 hours a day. I'm in Eastern time frame, right? I'd go to bed super early. Here was the schedule that I was running for an extended period of time. I'd go to sleep super early. I'd wake up literally in the middle of the night. I'd set my alarm for 1:30 or 12:30 before London open. I would trade London open, and then either stay up and continue to study, read books, watch videos, back test, just continue the education journey, and then go to work, or I'd catch a quick nap and then go to work. I'd get home and I'd be on the charts again, studying, reading, back testing, trading for hours, and then I'd sleep for a little bit and go do it all again. So, it depends. So when you look at that, I'm stacking like, full-time trading or more while having a full-time job, versus some guys are going to spend a couple hours a week. So it varies drastically based on how much time and effort you're going to put into it. Also, things just like the quality of maybe the education that you're getting. Are you paying to work with somebody? Like I paid to work with different people. Are you bouncing around YouTube, doing the YouTube University thing? Are you reading all the books? And then just in general, it's going to take everybody a drastically different amount of time. It's impossible for anybody to say, hey, at 2 years, you should be profitable. No idea, man. It depends on so many factors. You personally, how you interpret the markets. Are you paying attention to the right things? Are you finding a strategy that fits with your personality style? Your ability to manage risk in the markets. Where are you at in other areas of your life? Do you have a lot of ability to look inside and be able to make changes? Can you self-regulate really well? Are you really in tune with your emotions? Are you doing all the other things that might translate into helping you out in the markets? Like, are you meditating? Do you have some kind of exercise that you exercise discipline in every day, like running or cycling or some of the endurance sports stuff that I do? All this stuff, makes a huge difference. It can be a short amount of time. It can be, a decade, or more. So, how much for the coaching, or is that private message question, man? Yep. So for the coaching, book a free call. If you're interested, 30-minute free call. Talk to me about it on Zoom. I charge a pretty penny for it. It's not, $20 or $100. It's an enormous amount of time that I dedicate one-on-one over the course of a month. Live trading every morning for NYSE Open for, let's say, 2 hours, maybe a little bit before. And then one-on-one, see, we're selling off here hard. One-on-one individual sessions based around your schedule. But hop in Discord, book a call. It's on that app where you can just book a call with me, and we'll talk about it, man. I'm on the slow bleed. Yeah, man, it sucks. I'm on the $19 50K combine. Very nice, man. Yeah, like can't beat that, right? Back down to VWAP here. Again, Bookmap not really screaming out anything at me. The same stuff is on the board. Orders up here, not tapped. That axiom that I was talking about really didn't hold true, right? The more this area is tested, the less it's respected. It was respected again here, really aggressively. So important level. I don't have a sell trade on here. It certainly looks like it wants to continue lower with the way that sellers stepped in here. This is quite a bit of volume behind this. I could see it on Bookmap as well, but I don't have a trade. Like I said, we come back down in here. We did break the low without breaking above this. So, you could just look for being within this range that we've set so far for the day and be targeting something lower, but I don't have anything here. It's not setting up for me. Not a good way to structure risk. Even if I'm looking lower, I'd want to stop loss way outside of these highs. Again, that's not nice. I don't have it. Maybe we get some more structure. We could look for something, but I think we are likely to come back down. But not nearly enough for me to take a trade, and nothing for me to structure. So I'll answer questions if you guys got. We'll hang out while we watch the markets. Congrats on the success. Yeah, man. Currently working on finding my edge in the markets. Yeah, man. And it's a, people say that, oh, you did well and stuff. It's an ongoing process, man, right? Like there's always going to be a new challenge. You're always going to have to shift and adapt and continue to learn. So, it's kind of this never ending thing where you might start to get some traction. There might be some big, mindset shifts that really change your P&L or your trading, but it is continual. So I try to be realistic about that with people. It's a big thing for me. If you haven't figured that out, setting realistic expectations. I'm not negative. I'd say I'm pretty positive about things. all this stuff is achievable, but there's so many of the Lambo boys out there that, somebody's got to be real with you guys and tell you that that's a bunch of BS on a lot of it. Not that you can't do really well and buy a Lambo, that's fine. But yeah, man. To do this setup on the slow bleed, that's better than blowing up, accounts. I think it depends on how much you're bleeding and for how long. But for anybody getting in early, or for the guys that are talking about this, there's no shame on trading on demo, man. Hop on a practice account, hop on, paper trade, and then back test quite a bit. You don't have to give money to the markets in order to learn how to trade. At a certain point, in my humble opinion, not financial advice, because I'm not a financial advisor, and trading's risky. Let's do the disclaimer. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. You're probably going to lose all or more of the money that you decide to trade with. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing here is a suggestion or financial advice or recommendation to do anything. I'm just an idiot on YouTube talking about trading and trading here for you guys. For entertainment purposes only, read the full disclaimer in the description of this video and on my site. Now, in my humble opinion, the steps that you should take, and if I could go back, the steps that I would take would be trade on demo first for a long period of time until you have some reason to believe that you found your edge and you've got some consistency in your trading and you're showing some signs of profitability, right? You've experienced some different market conditions. You've gone through some ups and downs. You're a little bit comfortable. Then consider putting on a super, super small amount of risk, whether that's in a prop firm challenge for a low amount of money, like this gentleman said, $19, or you can get them, $30, $50, stuff like that, or in a live account with a super small amount of money, because at a certain point you have to learn how to manage real risk. You have to have skin in the game. You got to have money on the line to know what that is like, and then be able to start to trade profitably there and then scale from there. But you almost always lose that. I don't know anybody that went live and was profitable right away without having blowing up accounts, slowly bleeding, having issues, dealing with the whole psychology and mindset side that comes in after you figure out how to trade, with the psychology of managing risk in the financial markets. There's tons of books on it. So start super small and then grow from there, right? This all comes back to, and I'll slow this rant down as I'm watching this. This all comes back to focusing on the process and not the money. If you're focusing on the end goal only, you don't stand a chance until you stop focusing on that. As hard as that is to understand, you have to focus on trading well, not on getting paid. And it's difficult in trading because it's an immediate feedback of money, right? You're either making or losing money right away. So it's hard not to focus on that. But if you think of any other career or profession, name any one, the guys aren't focusing right then and there in that moment on making or losing money. They're motivated by money, by making money. They want to grow in their careers, all that type of stuff. But if you look in sports, you look in any profession, it's about doing well at whatever it is you're doing right there in that moment. So for me, for trading, I'm watching the market. I'm interpreting price action. I'm reading Bookmap. That's what I need to focus on. What level am I going to trade off of? The market doesn't give a shit if I have risk on in the market or not. It doesn't care if I have 20 contracts on or no contracts on. It doesn't matter. So don't focus on your P&L. Don't focus on the money. Don't focus on the end goal. That's a product of trading well, a byproduct of trading well. So again, all of what we just talked about comes back into that. So the quicker you could realize that and just make it about the process of trading well, you're leaps and bounds ahead. So that's the talk for right now, since we're watching the market do nothing. Rangy, choppy. We're coming back down below this low. It looks like we are going to continue lower. Here it is. Bookmap, not really helping me with anything massive. Important level that I could see. I'm not looking to trade this short or long inside this range. I don't like it. You could, again, you could say, hey, we got some bearish structure forming. I want to take this short down towards this low over here. I think we're likely to come down and challenge that now that we tried to break above here multiple times, failed, sellers still stepping in, but we're right at VWAP. We're right in between No, we're on the low end of the 15-minute range, but we're back down below prior day high, back down into the pre-market range. I don't have a trade in here. Again, I know my setups. I've traded this way for a while. On the U.S. indices, I typically get chopped up later in the day if we're inside the range, and I'm trying to jump on whatever way the market's moving right then and there at that moment. Sometimes you get it right. It's hard to time it perfectly and have a good way to structure risk. That's what I'll say about it. If you took a sell here, I think the invalidation point would be right up above here. That would make sense, right? If it's going to continue, you want it to continue right now, down. If it comes back up here, it needs to break above this high, by any significant amount. Probably likely to come back up again and challenge this and maybe continue higher. And we're finding support at VWAP. So you could take it. You could take a buy. You could make an argument for a buy from this level. Coming back down to test VWAP as support again. We're loading up, buyers stepping in, and we're going to come back and break above this high this time. So nothing for me right now, guys. We got some questions to Zach. Hey, sorry. Hey, Zach, when you were young, I was reading ahead before I started that. What was important for you? I'm currently 18. I had no GF because I have big goals like a life with a 100K car, etc. I've been researching what is good for me in crypto, Forex, indexes, and nothing works out. I lost all money I earned from work. Also money I loaned from my father. Some is about 5K. And right now, some people I know make money. I won 30K at casino. Another sells Telegram channels and is earning good money also. I think it comes back to, first off, man, I'm going to start this one with a preface as I'm watching this and I don't have a trade. Again, looks like it's coming lower. Here, ready? Let's put like a paper trade on. And by a paper trade, I just mean a short position tool. Like here's the only thing I see on the market. I'm not taking this trade. Obviously, you guys would see it. Here's the only thing that I could see setting up. Let's say we said right there we're getting into the market. Let's see how that plays out for a nice 1.25 to 1 maybe, right down at the low, something like that. I'm going to preface my response to that one, brother, with everyone's different. I don't know your financial situation. I don't know you, so it's really hard for me to answer anything that we talked about. That you just talked about there without knowing a lot more. But it sounds like from the way that you're speaking about it, number one, you're super young, so don't worry about anything. Find out what you like to do. Number two, it comes back to what I was just talking about. You're focusing on the money there a lot. So right off the bat, you put money into the markets. You have these big goals and you've lost some money, but you're also focusing on the people around you that are doing well, that are making money. Winning money at a casino is that doesn't mean anything. And selling Telegram channels, maybe if you're making a good living off that's cool. What the non-financial advice I would give you, man, is first off, don't put too much pressure on yourself. You're 18. Like you haven't, I didn't have shit figured out when I was 18. I was a complete idiot. Really was going down just a dumb, degenerate path. So no pressure. Try a whole bunch of different things and find out what you like. If you are just focusing on things to make money at them, you're probably not going to do very well. I genuinely enjoy the markets. I like trading. I love staring at the charts. If you're competing against, and before I was doing this, I liked sales, right? I got the personality for that type of deal. I liked talking with people. I liked the management of other people. I got into an industry that I really enjoyed, that I was extremely passionate about. It was one of the sports that I was doing at the time that I've been doing all of my life. I got in with a brand that I had idolized when I was younger, and I worked with them. I was very passionate about it. So the thing that I would say is try different things if you don't know what you like. And if you do know what you like, try to go after something that has good upside potential in whatever that is. It could be anything under the sun. Because if you don't, you're going to be forever competing against people that do love whatever it is that you're doing. And whatever it is you do is going to be hard enough, right? Trading's hard. All these career paths are hard. Everything, right? It's fucking hard enough to do it if you like it every day. Like, to not like what you're doing, it puts you at such a disadvantage. So if at that age, I'd say try a whole bunch of different stuff, man. Work for free. Stop worrying about making money right off the bat. It's probably not going to happen for you right away. Find out what you like. And if you know what you like already, jump right into that. Find out every way that you can learn and soak up information and, develop that skill set without putting money on the line, right? It's 2024, man. You can do anything. You can learn on YouTube University for free. You can get books online for free. You could read a ton. You can work with people for free. You could intern, especially at 18, man. Hit people up and reach out to people asking to shadow them, to work with them, for free. If you're interested, you're in trading, you're in my community, I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff for free, right? I'll answer questions. You'll see the ups and downs for me. You could learn this stuff for free. Same way that you could do that, you do whatever you're interested in. But for me, just reading that, what I took away from it, I think that would help is don't focus on making money right away. Don't focus on the end goal so much. It's great. You're motivated. You want these nice cars. You want to make money like your friends that are making money. Focus on finding something that you like. Make sure that thing, that you can find something within that has some good upside potential, some way to earn some money, and, go at that. That's my 2 cents there. Not in this trade, guys. Again, just put on what I was looking at this level, breaking down, stop loss above here. At this point, I'd say like stop loss to break even. Had I taken this? Yeah. Let's say we go stop loss to break even and see what happens from here. Ooh, we got something on Bookmap now. We got some orders that came on the map at 67, 55, 68, 55, 67 and 3/4. Yeah, makes sense. Right at pre-market low. Let's say maybe we would have, what did we say here? This was like up here. Yeah, maybe we would have closed some partials out and moved stop loss to break even had we had 2 contracts on. Again, not in the trade, not worth anything, right? If I'm not putting risk on in the market, we don't count this for anything, but sometimes it's fun to do, to kind of just visualize, how a trade that you may have taken would have worked out. Yeah, again, using Bookmap, looking at my pre-market low level, when I have something that's lining up nicely like that as far as a level, I'd like to find a way to trade towards it. So I do like trying to find a short here, really playing on a break below this low here and a continuation down to pre-market low, or maybe just before pre-market low, to come and check this level out. Even if we're going to stay within this range, I think maybe we come down here. Problem is, I don't love taking sells above this level without us breaking it, especially if we're reacting, above it here. But if we come back up to I'm going to get rid of this now. We come back up to VWAP. I'm going to watch what happens. And if we start to react to the downside and look like we're going to come lower, I may find that appealing for a short position. Again, because I have a level on my chart that has yet to be touched today, and we are back down below 15-minute opening range. We failed to get above these highs multiple times. Sellers want to take this price lower. We come back up to VWAP, which price loves to return to throughout the day if we're not, ripping to the upside. Even then, sometimes it does, or downside. And I have a level on my chart that is lining up with some orders on Bookmap. That's a good thesis to trade towards that. To say, hey, I think maybe price is going to be drawn to that liquidity. We have this choppy, rangy day anyway. We're coming down. Maybe we break down to the downside and come and check that out. That could be worth putting a trade on. I'd like to see something up here so I could pull one of these moves. Would have to run a pretty wide stop. I don't know if it'll come up here. This might just continue right from here without even retesting these lows. It looks like it's going to. That's kind of what I would be looking at. I would not hold the whole thing for down here. You could get a nice risk to reward just targeting this low. But I would look for price to come up here, reload, and then continue lower. Man, I'm tempted to try it from down here, to be honest. I can't, though. I no shot that I'm putting a stop loss right here. This looks like it's going to continue. First trade, roughly would have been working out okay, but we got some heat down here on the heat map. Oh yeah, we got more coming on the book too. At 70 now. Show you guys what I'm looking at since I'm not in the trade. This bad boy down here. This is this is only the last 10 minutes of time, right? It's 11:29 a.m. This is 11:20. This is on the book, pretty heavy. These are just popping up, right? Wasn't here before. We could see that coming on. This is quite a bit of liquidity. Not an enormous amount, not a massive amount, but enough to pay attention to, especially if it's lining up with another level that I already have in my chart. Yeah, again, guys, I can't take it from down here. This comes into one of those plays where, hey, now I got this part of the thesis handled. I think price is going to continue lower, right? I think we're coming down to that level. Maybe not completely that level, but somewhere down around here. I would like to trade towards that. How do I structure risk in a way that makes sense? Where does my invalidation point go? Right here didn't work for me at all. Right here didn't work for me at all. It's got to be way, way up here. You could structure it for not holding all the way to that level, but that's the initial thesis. That's the level that you're trying to trade towards. I think I'm going to watch it play out. But again, I don't have a way to structure it nicely. This provided a little bit, right? Retesting this 15-minute high. Again, I just think we got potential for this to bounce here a little bit, come all the way up, and then this continued down. And that's where I'd be looking to get involved if we pulled back up and then started. I don't know that I want to be entering on the way back up here, but if we started to show some signs that we're rejecting and we're going to continue down. Entry here, stop loss, target down here. But looks like it's just going to keep moving down. But again, hopefully you guys can find some value in why I'm not taking a trade, right? You got a little bit of the understanding of maybe something that I'm seeing, the way that I'd like to trade, but the structure isn't providing me a way to structure risk. Breaking out down below this VWAP would have been okay. Stop loss up here. You would have been in the money for sure. Again, just targeting like this low. That would have been pretty cool, but not after we come up and test this thing 100 times. Yes, sellers pushed this price down really hard. It didn't continue to break through. We had some reaction there. Second breakthrough was okay for a sell, but again, not for me, right? Otherwise, I would have taken it. This was the one where I say, hey, you were just too slow. Monday morning, good to be patient, good to wait. You're only 15 minutes into the trading day maybe, but this is the sell that I missed for sure. Just paying attention to stuff above, paying attention to stuff below, worrying about the pre-market trend, again, maybe carrying a little bit of a bias. I trade discretionary, so that's part of it. I don't have something that says, hey, if this happens, then this happens 100% of the time, rules based. So there's there's how you execute, but that was my missed sell from today for sure. Would have played very nicely. I would have just been probably targeting the VWAP, and if I had left anything on, it likely would have just been to this low. That would have played very, very nicely with like zero heat, maybe one tick. So breaking down below this low, or trying to, order still on the book. We got some above at 8.2. Oh, now we got some that just came on above. Look at that. Where is that at? 8.6. Yo. Got orders up here now. I think we're coming down, though. I think we're coming down to check this out. We'll wait and see, man. We will wait and see. Thanks, Zach, for your big answer. I'm just scared that nothing will change in the future. If I don't lock in on one thing, I won't get bigger. I'm already 18 and living with my parents, earning nothing. I feel you there, man. Don't stress yourself out. You still got time. Maybe what I love. Yeah, bro. I appreciate everything that you wrote there. Yeah, that's what it is, man. Just again, like you see a lot of people on social media that have really early success, and that's cool. It can definitely be done. You could be a millionaire at 16, like that. That's cool. For the most part, I think most people would agree. Like, you don't even know who you are at 16 or 18. You're really just figuring this stuff out. You haven't had all these life experiences. I think if you can start to build some discipline and start to find what you like early on, you'll be ahead of everybody. But don't put too much pressure on yourself, man. It sounds like you got something there, maybe with hockey. Again, even if it's not, like, think outside the box too, right? Even if it's not playing hockey, maybe it's, if you like sales around that, or marketing, you could find something that's within your passion that also has a good income potential, excuse me. So, but yeah, man, you got some discipline. That's awesome. Don't stress yourself out. Just keep doing what you're doing. When you wake up every day, you could pull the old Joe Rogan and ask, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing today? Like if you had a film crew following you around, that's the quote that I was thinking of. If you had a film crew following you around, right? And this was the story of a guy who's about to make it big. You know, to like the 80-90% mark, what you should be doing every day. I liked it. It resonated with me. I'm like, yeah, you do. You probably wouldn't be hanging out, like just playing video games or like doing nothing if you're older. I could think of a number of degenerate things that you'd be doing rather than, waking up early, going on a run, studying, reading a book, going to bed early, eating healthy. There's things that will likely contribute to you doing better and likely won't contributing to you doing worse, and you could do more of those things. So it's just all about taking those small steps in the right direction. Life's tough, man, but you're super young, so don't sweat it. Again, man, I'm not a life coach either, so like grain of salt all the shit that I'm saying. I'll talk to you about trading all day, but I also like to be realistic. Like I'm not the life coach to coach an 18-year-old on how to find his passion. So grain of salt, all of that. I'll talk to you about how I utilize pre-market high when price is above VWAP with a lot more detail and confidence. So But yeah, man. Yeah, we got stuff on Bookmap all over the place now. I don't have anything here, guys. Nothing. We got some resting orders kicking up. So that looks like a nightmare, right? When I look at Bookmap, I'm not really paying attention to the stuff that's right above and below price, right? You get algorithmic trading that happens. You get a lot of stuff that comes on and off the book, within like, let's say like 4 or 5 points above and below price. I'm looking at orders that come on the book farther away and sit there and stay there and are prominent. Like we got quite a few now that's stacked up. You can see it come on right here at this level, 55.86. And then, all the way up here, you can see it on the order book itself. And you can still see what I was looking at down here at that 68 level. So where we're at on the candlestick chart, I don't have a trade here. This was getting close to setting up. This looked like maybe a sell would be in store, but not a good risk structure for me. And to sell from this level, like I didn't have the conviction that we were going to come down lower. Certainly not enough to place a stop below all these highs. Got guys in Discord talking. Discord's active, man. Let's see. We got Marcus doing well. Jesus, Marcus. It's another like 2 bands today in the in his funded account, his XFA. Fantastic. Awesome, man. Love to see it. I'll have to go back and watch. No, all good, man. All good. So thanks again. You seem like a good life guru with your beard and long hair. Yeah, man. Just personal style. That's all. That's all that is. That's the benefit of not having a corporate career that tells you have to shave your face and have some kind of hairstyle. I don't have anybody that tells me that, so there's a hidden benefit if you want to have long hair, and you don't have a boss that will tell you have long hair. You can't have long hair if you go into to something like an entrepreneurial role. Yeah, guys, this is just choppy. This is a tough Monday. Rangy. I wouldn't even say super choppy, right? Because like you got movements in here. Really rangy. And maybe some guys do really well here on days like this. Not so much for me. I don't need the trend day. Like I do okay with like rotation, and I can do okay with some ranginess. Really, my only play is to wait to see what happens if we come down to pre-market low. If we come all the way down to this 68 level rather, I'm tempted to take an aggressive buy, anticipating us not to just break out to the downside. I think there can be lower prices in store. What in the world is my pre-market low coming off of? Oh, man, wait a minute. My pre-market low is in a jacked up place on ES because I swap between micro ES and ES so many times. Guys, it's been a morning for me. I mark my pre-market low as the area that price has traded for that morning, for that day. I'm in Eastern time, so after 12 a.m. up until 9:30 a.m. So this is my pre-market low. Glad I shared the micro chart and not this piece of crap earlier. That's frustrating. That's why you got to scroll out sometimes. What else do I have wrong on my chart? I know volume point of control was straight. Prior day low looks good. Prior day high looks good. That's frustrating. Well, at least you guys in Discord got the right chart, and I was trading it for the most part. What happened was, again, like I was saying, I swapped over from trading micros this morning, quickly marked this up, and that's what happens if you go through things too quickly. You end up with a jacked up chart. But I'm glad I paid attention to it there. What I was about to say was if price comes down to pre-market low, before I verified that I had it in the wrong spot, at least for me where I mark pre-market low, that I would look for an aggressive trade. I buy. I would still potentially look for that around where these orders are on the book. Targeting a move back up into the range, back up to VWAP, back up into this 15-minute opening range. But I don't love it. You know, it's a cheap trade. It's the only thing. You got a nice way to structure risk. Again, like I say 30 times. I know you probably get tired of me hearing that. Tired of me saying that. I got a real clear validation level, right? Like if my thesis is price is going to move up and we're going to come back up and retest this VWAP line, and I feel that for whatever reason, we wicked down, we picked up whatever we needed to pick up, we took people out of their stops. There wasn't really a massive amount of liquidity sitting down here that I saw. 75. Yeah, we had some that filled. And I think it's going to move up. My invalidation point is very clear because if we continue lower, we're not coming up to the VWAP. We're continuing lower. We're breaking the low. Maybe you give it a little bit of room to breathe because you say, hey, I'm okay with it coming down and wicking below this by a couple ticks, a point, and then continuing. I do really like those aggressive trades because you have a clear way to structure risk. You don't have to, run a really wide stop loss. Taking a sell right here from the middle of this, or low, I guess, in this zone, I don't have a clear way to structure risk to take a sell to the downside. Stop loss goes up here, again, in the middle of structure. Or again, maybe high in structure, but still within the structure. But we put the low in for the day, for the session. Let's see what happens. I'm going to give it about another 15 as we come into to New York lunch. Appreciate you guys hanging out, though, man. Again, I don't like to have no trade sessions. I don't like to have no trade days. I have them. It's just part of it. Still coming down. Sitting on hands. That's the saying. Yeah, man. Colton says, chopping like crazy. Yeah, man, this is not it for me. This is not it. Again, I'll look for structure to trade with the trend in the direction that I see it moving. But even all the way up here, and as we were retesting, I was still looking long. Testing this multiple times. This looked good for longs. Like we were going to push above and then maybe continue all the way back down in. Slow trend to the downside, right? We're still moving lower, but not super convincing that we're just going to continue this all the way lower. I think somewhere down to our levels down here is, completely reasonable. We're below VWAP here. We're below a low. I think it's there's definitely some potential for this to continue lower, but I don't have a great trade set up on this. And I don't have a lot of conviction that it is indeed going to do that, rather than just pull the BS, move back up into the range and continue it as a rangy day, right? DXY just hit a new high, waiting for this to dump. Interesting. Yeah, I want to see what happens if we break this low. It's kind of what I'm just looking at on Bookmap. If we come down and crack this low, what happens as we come down to 55.70, 55, 67, 68 down here? We got some liquidity on the book. It's not really lining up. Yeah. I mean, this is definitely an area of high volume down here for sure. It's coming off a lot of these highs. That's a level for sure. It's also right below these lows. But again, no news day, right? Like no no financial news at all, really. Not a lot going on in that aspect. We did have current president say he's no longer running anymore, so that had some potential to impact the markets. Didn't get a whole lot out of that. So, the expecting a rangy consolidating day wasn't too far off. Again, we got some movement, right? Like it's not a super tight range, but unless we break out and continue lower or come all the way back out and break up higher, that's what this is. A nice back and forth. Let's see, where is my nice back and forth rangy day. But if you guys jumped on late, I'll plug the community. Free Discord. No VIP paywall to jump on here and trade live with me or ask me questions or share or interact with other profitable traders or guys early in on their journey and everywhere in between for free. Community of traders, analysis every morning, market insights, news, things that have the potential to impact the market that you probably should be paying attention to if you're trading. And a whole lot more, man. Ability to ask me questions, talk about everything that goes into profitable trading and live trading. Would be happy to have you there. Link in description, link in my bio, link all over the place. If you're looking for coaching, one-on-one help, I do that as well. You can book a free 30-minute call to talk to me about that. See where you're at with your trading, if it makes sense for you, if it makes sense for us to work together. I'm trailing again because I'm staring at this thing looking like it wants to break. We've tested this level multiple times now. We're sitting here. We are kind of making lower highs into it. Do we push through with some force, or is volatility and volume kind of just dying off and we're coming into New York lunch? A little bit of it there, but that's what it's looking like to me, guys. That's what it's looking like to me. Yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Unless you guys got any more questions, feel free to ask. Speak now or forever hold your peace. But I'm going to wrap it up here. I don't see anything setting up for me. We start to break down lower and we get this kind of slow trend to the downside. I don't really have anything. I'm not looking for a sell up here. So I'm just hanging out with you guys here, answering questions and talking about trading. But I don't have anything setting up. Maybe later in the day, if I came and sat back down at 1, 2 o'clock, we'd have some more structure. We'd have something that went on and would give me an opportunity. But after this, I'm glad I stayed out of it, honestly, because some of this can be tempting, right? You can easily be taken the wrong way. It can be faked out, at least for me and for the way that I trade. Again, everybody's different. You could have a strategy or an approach that does really well with this type of structure. Not so much for me. Not so much. Again, maybe there was a little opportunity here for a sell at the VWAP breaking down below, but I don't love to take those types of trades right in the middle of the range, like we talked about. No really great way to structure risk. Not a strong indication that price is going to continue moving in one direction. So, no trade session. This was from earlier. Flat on the live. So we'll end it there, man. I appreciate you guys being here. Hop in Discord. What time do you trade particularly at open or at this time? So I've been doing the lives at all different times. 10:30 a.m. right now has been the start time for the YouTube lives. If you're looking to hop on, I'm live all week, man. I'll update you in Discord. Sometimes I do them in the afternoon after NY lunch. My main session that I reserve for solo trading or for guys that I'm working with one-on-one coaching is 9:30 a.m. for the open. NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. You typically see an increase in volume and volatility. You can see that by the price action. You can see that by volume down here. This is pre-market. And then what a surprise, every day it ticks up. So great opportunities right in here. Great opportunities really all the way through 12, in my humble opinion. And opportunities in the afternoon, if that's your thing. So hop in Discord. I'll keep you updated on the schedule. And that's my answer there. But guys, thank you again. I appreciate you being here. I hope to talk to you in Discord. I'll see you soon.